Whoa, whoa. We're a little off right. There we go. There we go. Good evening, everybody. Just checking in. We got game 7, Dallas Stars and the Vegas Golden Knights. Right now, it is 2-1 Dallas with 14 and 34 seconds left to go in the third period. We got a barn burner right now. And then, of course, the Ontario Reign just defeated the Vancouver Canucks, the baby Canucks. So they are up 2-0 in their series. Now, it's interesting how they do it in the AHL. The Reign had the better record, and they chose it's a 3 out of 5 series, and the Reign could either have had the first 2 games at home or the last 3 games at home, and they chose to have the first 2 games at home. So, what was the final score of that Ranger game? Sir Numbskull, thank you very much. Nick the Neen. I was out and about. So I did not know the score. So I gotta text this person doing. It's 4-3 Rangers. Oh shit! Are you kidding? The Canes won. Wow, interesting. Great game. I watched it when it was 3-1 Rangers. Looked like Zibanejad was going to get about 75 goals. Rempe was playing good. Oh, the Rangers won. Oh, okay. Thank you. Hold on. I'm getting another text. People asking me if I'm at the Tom Brady roast. No thanks. Like I'm gonna watch that. Yeek. Whoa. Peter Chicken Man Brennan, $2. Jeff Lifshilds looked unhealthy at the roast. Hashtag karma. Of course he looked unhealthy. Like, come on, man. I remember when he did my podcast and he got mad at me for the picture I used, which was literally the best picture I could find of him on the internet. And he's like, hey, man, can you pick another picture? I look fat in this picture. It's like, you are fat. Like, I'm not, like what? Yeah, it makes sense that Sam J is on it. She's not even a roast comic. And I like Sam J. She's very cool. But, that's why these shows fail is that, I'm not saying you should have me on it, but like she's not a roast comic. And Tom and Bert aren't either. At least I'll give Hinchcliffe this. He's a roast comic. But, what are you going to do? Welcome. Hey, roast that like button, kids. Thank you, Peter Chicken Man Brennan. I know you could have asked me that question for free, and I would have answered it. But, do I like John Mulaney, Captain Skakel? Thank you, officer. You're a 3-tiered general in the Earl Army. I like John Mulaney. I'm not a hater. Most people, you know, hate on a comic who's as successful as John Mulaney. I think he's really good, and obviously he's very funny. Good for you, Immortal Corruptor. I used to like a Harry Beaver, but um, it. Uh, I don't want to say who this person is, but probably. Well, I can't even hint around it because I know you guys will start digging into my past. It wasn't a girlfriend, but someone you know I had a thing with. She had a bush down there. Man, it made Cambodia look like Kansas. Buddy, and it stunk down there. So when people think Chester the molester, Mr. Lifschultz is exactly the kind who you think of. Hey, you said it. I'm on a gag order. Uh, I didn't watch the roast, to be honest with you. There's no way I'm going to watch that shit. Well, I mean, roasts are really only good when they're roast comics. I mean, I get you want to have Bert on because he's a very famous comic, and obviously Segura too, and he's like the king of Netflix. Um, but it's like if you're having a joke writing contest, you wouldn't want a comic who does say one-liners on there. You'd want someone like Jesse Joyce, who's a wordsmith. The guy I beat my first battle on television. Like Jesse's 100 times better the writer I am. And I thought, and I still think that he had the best jokes on roast battle, but they were just too long. So I don't know. I didn't watch the show. I have no interest in anything Jeff does. So like I won't watch 2 seconds of the show. Of course, people are sending me clips, and I'm literally on a social media blackout for 48 hours. Now I did post on Twitter about this Earlverse stream, but um I just have like I keep it real. I'm not going to be phony. I could have gone to this. I could have been backstage. Uh but fuck that, like I'm not gonna watch a roast. So like I get why I'm not on it. I'm not famous enough, but like, trust me, I would be after, you know. So oh, it doesn't. It really doesn't. Um, that's the thing that's been toughest for me is to go, oh, being funny just doesn't matter anymore. It's how many followers do you have? Do you have your popular podcast? And do you have a set of tits? Well, I mean, I've openly said that Jesse Joyce is 100 times the writer I am. I'm more of a performer. So I think that, it just shows you how a network eats their own. Like they knew that the matchup of me and him he was not going to do good against me because I just, I got the pace of the game, excuse me. So, he was just in over his head because, I forced him to do the first joke. I basically said, well, you're the pro. Show me how it's done, bitch. And his first joke was literally like 3 minutes long. It was so long that even Joe Rogan was like, hey, bro, you got to stop. This is like 2 or 3 jokes. And they knew, like his boss, Jesse was or is an employee of the fucking network. They knew exactly his style. He should have never been on Roast Battle. He should have maybe written for others, but like, um, so there you go. Even the most mean hairy beaver doesn't scare Earl. I mean, I've been into some hairy beavers. No, I mean, listen, I get it. Uh, I guess. I mean, I don't know how he did. I don't really care. I'm not hating on him. I just, if I'm not involved in a project, I don't really care about it. You know, um, I mean, the head of Netflix comedy used to be the head of JFL. He knows I can roast, but, I'm not gonna fucking beg to be I don't wanna be on something where I'm not wanted. What up, Gina Babina? I believe it's a rarity that Gina is in the stream and not Kip Smith. Um, so, uh, Hackmania discount code Earl. If you guys are coming, it's going to be fun. Colt C, be cool, be cool. Uh, I don't, I understand there's Dabbleverse feuds that, I don't know why. Um, but I try not to talk about that stuff in here. I'm actually in a pretty good mood tonight, so you guys lose me on the no, I don't want people blocked in here. I don't want people muted. I don't want people um edited. Uh and I understand not listen, we've got 20 people in the stream. Uh I don't expect everyone to get along. So, but since I give a lot to you guys, I'm just asking you keep it cool in the chat. No one will be blocked, banned, or muted. Um, yeah, I mean Rick Rude, he battled a lot of demons. Wayne Manor, Batcave. I know, I saw that. Well, I guess I'll stay at the I get a free room, obviously, but really, I'm going to I'm gonna have to find a gym somewhere in Las Vegas. I'm sure that can't be that hard. I believe the last time I was there, I went to a Gold's Gym that was actually really nice. I mean, Gold's Gym, they don't fuck around. Uh, oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure Netflix is the biggest streaming service in the world. I can assure you, Jeff is not doing it for free, nor is Tony or Tom or Bert. I don't really understand the Drake and Kendrick feud. Something about Drake or Kendrick dissing him and as a pedophile or something, but I don't really follow rap, so um, I don't want to say um, uh, I you know I have no idea what they're feuding about. I mean, I'm sure the pay is not great, but um, you get because it's probably a SAG gig, I would imagine, a Netflix. But I don't know if it's just on Netflix this one time or it's going to be a TV show. Keith Faux Show. I don't know what that means, to be honest with you. Oh, yeah, I saw the question. Um, I don't know about that. Jake's probably pretty close. Well, money's money. I mean, it's about respect after a certain point. Um, Rap sucks. We love 80s butt rock. Yes, we do. They banned me for saying, I don't ban anyone. The only reason you'll get banned here is, for, saying racist stuff. I can't have that in my stream. If you need to rent a tire while at Melton Con, you don't have to go very far. I'm not sure what that means, Cold City, but I will be in Vegas in my new car, which I get like 3 days before Hackmania. So hopefully I don't need a new tire 3 days into a new car. What up, Sour Milk? What up? I know a lot of friends in Vegas, so I won't. If the hotel's that bad, it doesn't look that bad from what I've seen pics of. I'll just stay. I'll go to one of the Hard Rock or something. Um, Friday night's really going to be fun. It's the comedy show. Win Earl Skakel's money. Um, it's actually 142 times, Daniel M. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, I love Gino, but, I don't, I mean, no one's, ever bothered my channel. Good evening, John Smith. Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's funny. I know they're doing Hunkamania the week before. I was invited to do that at the Nerd. So, I mean, I don't imagine Dolph Ziggler and his brother being putting a show in a bad part of town. But I'm just going to show up, do my time. I don't really want to participate that much in all the podcasting, because it's just going to be people shitting on each other. No, I know, Chris. I was just saying, Hunkamania, which is the week before, will be at the Nerd, and I was invited to do that. Uh, and I almost did because AEW Full Gear, no, it was Double or Nothing. AEW Double or Nothing is, I think, 2 weeks from Sunday. They're big pay-per-views, but there's no way I could drive back and forth to Vegas twice in 1 week. That drive's brutal coming back. Going there, it's not so bad because you're excited about, whatever you're going to Vegas for, but I don't think that I will be doing that drive 2 times in 1 week. I mean, I love stopping off at the truck stops and, of course, usually the car I'm driving is a gas guzzler. I think, the last time I drove to Vegas, I had my, Dodge Hellcat, um, which was quite the drive in that, gas-wise. So, yeah, it's 4 to 5 hours, I stop off a few times. Are you gonna check out Brad Garrett's club? I've never played it, but I've been there before. It's really nice, and the staff is very cool. Um, the last time I was in Vegas, I drove with the manager of the Comedy Store. We went to the Steelers Raiders game because we're both Steeler fans, and we went after the Steeler game to just check out Eddie Ift because he had connections there. Um, I don't care. I'm sharing a room with myself. Peter Chicken Man Brennan. You're coming in hot with the super chats today, Peter. Someone's doing well. Can you act as Tommy? Leslie Jones trying to bump people. Well, I mean, what do you expect? See, I'll give her that. She shows up on time. See, Tommy, I believe, ironically enough, is the one who passed Leslie. So, he would always do stuff like that so people couldn't say, you know, he was racist. Well, I passed Leslie. I passed Jamar Neighbors. I passed Willie Hunter. Um, you know, I mean, it's not just that. The building's black. How am I supposed to concentrate? At least the names are in white. Whose idea do you think that was? Say, okay. Thank you, Peter Chicken Man Brennan. You're killing it today with the super chats. Uh, and for those of you who can't super chat, I always tell people this. There's many ways to help a streamer such as myself out. You can hit the like button. You can watch videos when you're not watching the stream. You can, hit the like and subscribe button. The more subscribers I get, the more, the better the numbers are going to be. By the way, 5 minutes and 40 seconds left. It's 2-1 Dallas Stars against the Vegas Golden Knights. It's been a very good series. It's been a tight game. Obviously, it's 2-1. Who should have played guitar with Ozzy, but never did? I mean, I would have liked to have seen George Lynch play, but, I'm trying to think. I mean, it's been rumored that Mark St. John um, was possibly up for the gig before Jakey Lee got it. I mean, Warren DeMartini would have been good, although I think Warren is best when he can have a rhythm guitar player to bounce off of, obviously Robin Crosby, and then, Carlos Cavazo. Vinnie Vincent, definitely good enough, to be honest. But, uh, I don't know. I don't see Sharon Osbourne putting up with his bullshit. She got rid of Carmen Appice because Carmen wanted to have his name on the drum kit and he wanted his own merch. Uh, well, I mean, it just would have been interesting. Like if you look at Brad Gillis, I mean, I would have liked to have seen Brad Gillis have a longer run. I mean, obviously with Night Ranger, you were, he probably his desire to um, he basically probably had the gig if he wanted it. But Brad Gillis was a completely different player than Randy Rhoads, a lot more of the whammy bar, and I enjoyed it. No, not Shane Gillis, Brad Gillis, John Smith, Brad Gillis from Night Ranger. I don't think Chris Holmes and Ozzy, one of them would have been dead inside of maybe 2 weeks. By the time the tour got to Poughkeepsie, you'd have another death on the Ozzy tour. I'm trying to think. I mean, I don't think Yngwie Malmsteen, his ego was too big. I'm trying to think of guys, Kane Roberts would have been interesting back then. A lot of people didn't like his take on, the Alice Cooper classic songs, but I'm trying to think of young guys who maybe weren't established yet. Red Beach certainly would have been interesting. Paul Gilbert would have been interesting. Trying to think, Doug Aldrich, Vivian Campbell. But obviously Vivian was with Dio and Whitesnake. Adrian Vandenberg. Beach is awesome. Like he doesn't get the credit because he never really stuck around too long in one particular band. I mean, he didn't jump around quite like say Rudy Sarzo, but as a player, I mean, I don't know if I'd see Snake Sabo in there. But certainly, I'm trying to think. I mean, Slash was too young at that time, but it would have been neat to see a really young Slash play. Steve Vai, Steve Stevens, I would have loved to have seen, but obviously he was with Billy Idol. Um, oh, technically, a lot of those guys are. I mean, technically, Rod Morgenstein, the drummer from Winger, is fucking amazing. Like he's like a jazz fusion guy. But because he was in Winger and they're talking about fucking underage girls and she's only 17, daddy's little girl, old enough to do you. Like, jeez. Uh, yeah, Paul Taylor, I think he was also with Alice Cooper. Steve Lukather, I mean, has played on probably 80% of the albums and our collections, but as a ghost musician. I didn't know for the longest time he was basically the guitar player in Michael Jackson's band on the records and shit. Whoa! Sorry, the goaltender from Vegas like just went out. Like, all right, we got a minute 55 left, possibly in Vegas's season. Um, yeah, I mean, what I might do is maybe next Sunday we'll try and really have an all-time number stream. I'm going to start the stream in the alley behind Nicole Brown Simpson's house, and I'm going to walk the route to Rockingham, OJ's home address, and we'll just have some fun. Of course, if I'm going to get super chats, I'm going to have to bring my iPad. So I'm going to walk up and down Bundy with an iPad. We'll figure it out. Yeah, KK Downing would have been fun. Glenn Tipton. I mean, of course, all the guys who were in bands, like, would have been interesting to see Richie Sambora. I'm trying to think who else. I mean, so many great, I'd love to see Joe Satriani play. Tracy Guns, would have been, I think, a good fit. Excuse me, for Ozzy. I mean, I really think Jake E. Lee is my favorite guitar player that's ever played with Ozzy, and I've seen them all. I've seen Zach Wild live; he's great. Joe Holmes is another guy who I believe was a disciple of Randy Rhoads. He's kind of over or underlooked as a guitar player in Ozzy, but he was in like the mid '90s, like after Zach, and I think I saw him on the Osmosis tour. Now I don't know if Joe Holmes was the guitar player on it, the album or just the tour, but he had some Randy Rhoads qualities. Um, I would have liked to have seen Jake a little longer in Ozzy's band, but if you believe his side of the story, he was kind of against the live tribute album to Randy Rhoads. He was like, "Well, wait a minute, I'm in the fucking band now. I'm sure he was like, "Well, let's do a live album with me." And they probably told him to fuck off. Yes, thank you, Gina, for all the plugs and shit. Um, well, I mean, I could, there's probably more money in at that time a live album with Randy Rhoads, the cinema. Listen, it was often rumored that Randy Rhoads was going to leave Ozzy anyway. So, it's not like Sharon and Ozzy fucking love the guy. If he doesn't die, he probably gets the Jake E. Lee treatment. So, um, you know, it would never would have worked, but just speaking ultimate wild card guitar choices. Elliot Easton from the Cars. Can you imagine him playing like "Bark at the Moon"? All right, well, 43 seconds left. Stars are trying to fend off a last-minute rush by the Golden Knights. The Knights have pulled the goalie. You got Eichel wolfing around the net. Out to Chandler Stevenson, saved by the Dallas goaltender. We got 29 seconds left. Um, well, I think Randy, you know, he was like literally, he was a student, a guitar savant. Um, so I think probably playing Ozzy songs to him was not that cool. Like, so I think that he probably literally, like when Mark St. John played in Kiss, it didn't work for a number of reasons, but playing Kiss music to Mark St. John was probably like, this sucks. Oh, but here's 5 grand a week. Um, and I believe Mark St. John took lessons from Randy Rhoads, if you believe the urban legend. Um, so, um, yeah, Gus G's a great guitar player. You know, I some of my favorite guitar players, I mean, yes, the usual suspects are there. John Five's great, but he's almost too good for Motley Crue. Like, he's a technical wizard. It's like Buckethead was, uh, y you know, just too technically proficient for Guns N' Roses. Uh, I mean, I would have loved to have seen DeMartini and Ozzy, but, at the time, Rat was probably. People kind of forget, Rat was a big band from like 84 to 85. I mean, their prime was probably 1 year, and then almost with all right, we got 25 seconds left. Vegas with the puck in, the shot goes in. Dallas Stars are going to clear the puck. We've got one last scramble. Stars. All right, we got it in. Here we go. 9 seconds left to go on the Vegas Golden Knights season. And one. And that is it. The Vegas Golden Knights Stanley Cup reign will be over. And now the coolest fucking thing in sports. I love the handshaking ceremony. Oh, I mean, I don't. I mean, Buckethead likes giant robots, so I like that. I don't. Why is he a jerk off? I've never really heard him talk or anything. I've heard Vince Neil fell down a flight of stairs or something. Do you think people ask Dean Delray if he copies your style at the store or Flappers? Probably not. I hope that people don't confuse mine and Dean's stand up. That would make me quit. Um, Even the coaches shake hands. Got a feel for Vegas, though. They went all in, man. Gave up a lot to get Hurdle. Uh, you know, they're gonna eventually run into some salary cap problems, but they'll find a well, yeah, but I think that's funny though. Is it weird? 100% it's very weird for a grown man to wear a Kentucky Fried Chicken bucket over his head and be a virtuoso. Uh, I would have liked to seen the guy from Boston. I don't know how you say his name, the guitar player, Tom Schultz, Tom Schatz. I would have liked to hold on, I'm getting a communique from someone at the roast. Uh, Hold on. I'm trying. Um, so how do you say that? Schultz? Scholes? I mean, he's very technically proficient, but I could see him not um, having the personality to work with the Osbournes. Like, that's funny to me though, Dylan. Uh, yeah, I mean, sometimes people are in bands, like I like Limp Bizkit personally. They were entertaining to me. Like I enjoyed their music, that song "Rollin', Rollin', Rollin'." What? Yeah, it's a good song. They're not Dream Theater, but name me a Dream Theater song. Like, you know what I'm saying? Uh, I mean, Chinese Democracy literally just sounded like an album that had 20 different musicians on it. It did not sound like Guns N' Roses to me. It sounded like, okay, on this song, Josh Freese is drumming. On this song, uh, Frank, the drummer that's in them now, the big brother, Frank something, sounds like he's on it. And then, this song, it kind of sounds like Slash. This song's like Buckethead. This song sounds like DJ Ashba. So, I didn't really it just was very disjointed. Um, I mean, yeah, I don't hate Pearl Jam. Yeah, Fred Durst lives right down the street from me, but in Beverly Hills. Like, I'm in West Hollywood. He's in like a nice part of Beverly Hills. I mean, Limp Bizkit may not have had a big prime, but they sold a lot of records. Now, whether Fred had the publishing or not, who knows? But early 80s, but I mean, what was it, what was the guy's name, and Glenn Hughes, was it? I they didn't do much for me. I mean, Oz Black, Ian Gillan. Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you, Belli Uga. Are you new to the stream? Welcome, welcome. I think my only non-Aussie Sabbath, I liked when Dio Mob Rules, but that was Heaven and Hell, I guess you'd call it. Who else? They did an album. I like the one album Black Sabbath did. What was it? Eternal Idol. Uh, with was it? Maybe that was with Glenn Hughes. They had that No Stranger to Love. Hold on, let me see who the singer was for that. Now William Zoom probably already has the answer. Uh, Hold on, I'm getting. Um, um, I'm trying to think. What's black? Hold on, I was getting like three texts from people that Brady roast, but I really don't care about it. So Black Sabbath, No Stranger to Love. Um, So that was who, except from the Seventh Star. I'm sorry, man. It's hard. I got so many people. I don't care about the Tom Brady roast, and of course, 1,000 people are messaging me about it. So I'm trying to figure out. All right, hold on here. It's trying to get this right. I'm on Reddit now during doing a stream. So hold on here. I'm trying to let me go on Wikipedia here. This is what happens when I fall down a rabbit hole. Let's go Black Sabbath band members. It wasn't Glenn Hughes. Glenn Hughes, Seventh Star. I like that song, No Stranger to Love. Of course, with the great my friend Eric Singer on drums. Now it wasn't really Black Sabbath, but the record company told Tony Iommi, "You're going to call it Black Sabbath because no one's going to buy a Tony Iommi solo album." It's very similar to the Hello Belle Uga, very similar to the Twisted Sister album Love Is for Suckers, which not one Twisted Sister member other than Dee Snider was on that album. It was Reb Beach, Kip Winger. So basically, it was a Twisted Sister album with Winger as the backing band. What up, Dr. Chow? Uh, well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't really care about. Hold on, I have a. Apparently, Tom Brady got up from his seat during the Netflix roast. Don't say that shit again to Jeff Ross after the comedian asked Patriots owner Robert Kraft, "Would you like a massage?" Uh, Great. Uh, yeah, I mean that's just gross. Um, of course, I told you it would suck. I haven't heard one person say the roast was great. Um, and I said that a week ago. Now people think just because I don't like Jeff, Jeff has a million writers. I mean, he looks like shit. He's next to Tom Brady, who's like the best looking guy on earth. I mean, I don't know. I didn't. Oh well, there you go. I mean, I didn't watch it, so Um, I can't sit there and say, but I haven't heard one person outside of Josh Denny. And I've got several friends who are there, and let's just say the reviews are not good. Um, but I can't say the show sucked because I wasn't there. But I can guess how it went. Um, well, I mean, there's always something to roast about Tom Brady. About everyone has blind spots. So you could hit the cheating allegations. You could hit. It depends on how hard you want to go deep. Now, I know on the Alec Baldwin roast, there were some restrictions on the roast, what we could joke about. Now, I was writing for Dr. Ken. I'm sure Tom Brady was like, let them know this will not be joked about. Of course, no one's going to do that. Oh, 100%. Dr. Chow. I mean, that's the thing. My thing with roasting, whether it be roast battle or roasting when I'm involved, is if it's true, it's on the table. And I guarantee you people were told not to joke about certain things from Jeff's past, or they're not on the dais. And that's why um these roasts suck, because when you neuter people, say you can't joke about this, you can't joke about that. That's why I was taken off the roast of Adam Egan at the Comedy Store, because Jeff told Adam that Earl was going to come in too hot on the allegations, which I absolutely would have. And they would have been baby jab jokes. Like literally, they would have been like, you know, I mean, Eleanor went 100 times harder on Jeff than I would have. Yeah, but that's like, what made the Dean Martin roast so good were they went hard on each other. I mean, the racist stuff, the homophobic stuff, and the drinking. Like, if you were a drunk, you had jokes about it. But you know, I mean, that's why these jokes today are just censored basically, and it's pandering and like, how do you have Jeff on that roast and no one does a joke about that? Like, nobody. Come on, man. Um, so, you know, it's just that, but that's why, when is truly the last good roast? Uh, so, I mean, think about it. Whether I like Jeff or not, tell me when the last good roast was. I mean, so, I never said that, Lance. I said what's destroyed comedy is bad comedy. So, that's the problem, I think, with comedy now. So, but I mean, of course, like, listen, as much as I don't like Jeff, Robert Kraft got busted at a massage parlor. Why shouldn't that be joked about? It's true. So, in a weird way, I'll stick up for Jeff in that. Um, um, in that sense. Hold on, I'm getting another text from the fucking Brady roast. Uh, hold on. So, but I mean, that's why that's why I loved Recap the Nights and Stars. Vegas is playing golf. Vegas can come to Hackamania now. Um, that's why these roasts suck. You know, Well, I mean, listen, the comics who are messaging me are saying the roast wasn't good. Now, you probably could be saying, "Well, Earl's line." I'm not going to show you who's messaging me, but it's like when I wrote for Dr. Ken, I wrote him some killer jokes, like really over the line. Like, um, I think one of the jokes I wrote for Dr. Ken, who was the host of the Baldwin, Sean Hayes, and I wrote him this joke. I'm not saying Sean Hayes is gay, but let's just say he jacks off to a hot dog eating contest. And Dr. Ken like laughed, like belly laughed at it, and he's like, "Dude, I can't do that joke." I'm like, "Why not?" He's like, "Well, I'm on a Budweiser campaign or whatever it was at the time." So like, you have these huge comics who are, all on TV shows, and Dr. Ken's on The Masked Singer, and one homophobic joke or racist joke he does, he's off The Masked Singer. So that's why I think these roasts would be better if you had like a famous person, like say Tom Brady, uh, and then you have roast comics. And now people are going to be like, no one's going to tune in to see you, Earl. It's not that they're tuning in to see me, they're tuning in to hear good jokes. And if you had me, Mike Lawrence, my friend Tyler Morrison, who's a fucking killer, um, I guarantee you people would watch it. The Ric Flair roast was amazing. There wasn't one famous roaster on the panel in terms of the comics. We killed. Like, I did good. Tyler and Shuley, and you might not like Shuley or whatever. Shuley killed at the Ric Flair roast. He leveled the place. So, um, you know, it is what it is. Um, Ray DeVito, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if Ray DeVito's a roast comic, because I don't count the Zoom roast. Uh, Now you're trolling, Dr. Chow. Get out of town, man. Um, but I mean, you know, I don't count Zoom roast, please. 'Cause anyone can do a Zoom roast. Me and Dr. Chow could do a Zoom roast right now. It'd be horrible because anyone could sit there and go, Dr. Chow looks like, and then he retorts, Earl, it looks like, I don't know, Roderick Strong fucked Max Headroom. That's an old school reference for you local yokels. Uh, but it's one thing to do that. It's another thing to do a roast in person when you're 6 feet from the person. "Oh, I can call Earl old." "Yeah, guess what?" Uh, well, I mean, Hinchcliffe lost to Tom Ballard and K. Trevor Wilson, who I beat. So, uh, I disagree with his assessment. But I will say I think Tony's the perfect host for, Kill Tony. Kill Tony, and this isn't an insult how I'm gonna say it, but I mean it. It's the new Gong Show. So well, no, but I mean, like, you know what I'm saying, Dr. Chow. Like, you and I could do a Zoom roast. You pop up on the screen. Someone would have to do it for me. I don't know how to split the screen. Screen. And then, it's just but live, it's different. It's a Chris Holmes roast, Earl, you'll feel I don't know what he's J mean. I don't know what that means, Lance. Uh, so definitely stolen from a gas roast. Um, I don't know, Chris. I don't follow Creek and Cave roast. I mean, and I still stand by my judging on the Chad and Ray roast. Oh, I don't think so, Peter. Roasts are cheap to produce. You know, I mean, they really are an economic. Because Sam, Tony's not going to make that much on the roast. I mean, he's doing well with Kill Tony, but it's not like he's a huge name. Sam Jay's not a roast comic, and you, you know, it was a pretty, a roast is a pretty low cost thing to put on. I mean, I disagree with you, ACDC 5150. I'm just saying it's different when you're in the room. As someone who has done roast battle at the highest level, beating Jimmy Carr and K. Trevor Wilson on international television, it's a lot different when you're in the room with the person and they get to fire back right away and they get to maybe interrupt you to fuck up your flow. Um, it's just different. Uh, I mean, I would do it. I mean, Neil likes me. We're not like best friends or anything, but Neil's always nice to me. So he did not get $1 million for the Netflix doesn't pay that. I can assure you. Uh, well, they were fun. I mean, I think as long as went into the Zoom roast as an audience member, uh, they're so ridiculous. They're so bad. They're good. 100%. I mean, I've done both. If you want to see, excuse me, I might have to take a 10-second break and get an energy drink. If you want to see what a roast is operating at full proficiency, look up. That is me killing on the Shane Doan roast. That is maybe one of the greatest roast sets ever captured on TV. Um, but you're right. I mean, roasting, because people often ask me the difference between roasting and roast battle, and I'm gonna leave you as a cliffhanger. I've got a little itchy in my throat, so let's take a 30-second timeout. Gotta take my vitamins before I work out. You think I look like this naturally? Shit. Woo! Be right there. All right, much better. Earl was eating beaver earlier. I don't know about that. Vince McMahon. Oh, they would neuter that Vince McMahon roast so bad. Well, I mean, you do get a following from it. I mean, if I were asked to do Kill Tony, I'd probably turn it down because I just don't like some of the people on the show. But it is kind of hard to turn down when you think that tomorrow morning I could wake up with 5,000 new followers. Yeah, I mean, basically, I have a very timed vitamin intake before I work out. Top 3 rat songs. I do like You Think You're Tough. Lay It Down and Wanted Man. I like Wanted Man. I love dance. I love the guy, William Zoom. Can you find out who the MC was in the rat video dance? He must have been a comic. He was so funny. Well, but see, that's where I'm good at, Dr. Chow. I get I'm not a famous comic. I've never portrayed myself to be. Although I've been on TV more than most people in terms of comedy and roasting and cartoons. But yeah, these are the Jack Tripper shorts. By the way, if you're ever in Los Angeles, go to Ready Fit Go Healthy Meals. Can someone take a screenshot of this and send it to me? Hold on. There we go. Someone take a screenshot. How am I doing, Steven? I'm a comedy soldier just trying to make it. What about, wait, no, I mean, there's some great songs. Heard it came from Memphis, somewhere down south. Started hanging with the blues crowd. That's how he got that crazy sound. Where is all the action in this town? Steel guitar strapped across his back. And then I forget the rest, to be honest with you. Like a good roast. I tell you, a good roast, and whether you like his comedy or not, and I'm completely serious, would be Rob Schneider, because Rob is very funny. And Rob is he's got like kind of a mean, like he got a mean way about him, like, so that would be a good roast because it would be like Chevy Chase, but I think Rob would understand the purpose of the joke more. um well, it probably was Sir Numbskull. Thank you, Dr. Nova. I appreciate that. Pinks. Oh, thank you very much, Chris Mack. See, that's what I love about the Earlverse. Everyone's cool. Everyone's trying to help Earl in their own way. Thank you, Peter Chicken Man Brennan, for your 2 super chats. But I have more fun doing these streams right now, frankly, than I do comedy. Comedy has not been fun for me for about a couple months. But well, no, I mean, I opened up for Rob. Hello, for 4 years, and he's got a snarky side to him, like his humor. So that was not Dick Shawn in the dance video, was it? Dick Shawn was the MC in the rat video dance. Fuck, really? Hold on, I gotta look that up. Not that I don't trust you. And thank you, Dr. Chow, for sending a photo. See that what I mean? I didn't think anyone would do that. Oh shit. He was. Oh my god, yeah, that was him. Oh my god, thank you, Williams. I thought it might have been that wrestling manager, Johnny Valiant, but SCV. Well, I'm in trouble right now with doing stuff like that, so I'm not gonna lie to you. Let's just say I like my spots at the Comedy Store. But if you haven't seen the Rat video for Dan or just Dance, the guy who plays the MC, he was really funny in that. Like, he's like dancing on the floor with all these hot girls. And I hope you guys do come to Hackamania. Um, it's going to be a fun time, and I'm doing the stand up show Friday night, and the Win Earl Skakel's Money, which is going to be the open mic done in, I guess, in the vein of Kill Tony. It should be fun. And then I don't know how much of the podcast I'll participate in, just because I think those are going to be more Dabbleverse centric, and that's, as you know. I mean, I like some of my obscure rats. I mean, not that "Giving Yourself Away" is a obscure song. I think it was a pretty big hit. Blew out the Wi-Fi.